In this video, we're going to look at 5 ways that you can make your bikepacking bike more comfortable. No matter how experienced a rider you are, there will come a time when you'll experience a lack of comfort on the bike. This is especially true when bikepacking over long distances or jarring terrain for days on end. The physical toll it can inflict on your body can start to make riding uncomfortable, and if you get it really bad, it can even become debilitating at times. Number 1, look at your troublesome contact points, and by that I mean your handlebars, your pedals and your seat. If any of those are causing fatigue or discomfort, that's where you should be focusing some of your energy. So starting with the saddle, this is something that is gospel for a lot of people. They'll only run certain saddles, and I'm not here to tell you which one you should go for. It's entirely personal preference, but from experience, I have found that running a slightly narrower saddle has helped with the comfort level, which is kind of contrary to popular belief. People think that by running a really padded saddle, that's going to help with comfort levels, but actually if you're doing long distance, that width and extra depth that you get can start to cause chafing and be quite uncomfortable over time. Moving on to the pedals, if you are getting sore feet or pains in your knee, this might be the culprit. Make sure that you've got your cleats lined up correctly, make sure they're tight, but also you might want to consider switching pedal type. I found, weirdly, since switching from road pedals to mountain bike pedals, that I've had fewer issues in the knee area, but it's also meant I can run mountain bike shoes or shoes with a recessed cleat, which means that I can walk a lot easier, which is valuable when you're doing a lot of hiker bike. Speaking of shoes, if you are finding that you're getting numb feet, you might find that your shoes are a little bit too tight or you've got the wrong size. Cycling shoes come in a wide range of widths. I've got quite skinny feet, so they tend to work well for me, but I know my dad's got quite wide feet, and finding cycling shoes that fit are quite difficult. And the final contact point, of course, are the handlebars. I found that by running some extra thick bar tape and having gloves on at all times when I'm riding has really helped reduce the numbness in my hands, which does happen when you're riding for long distances. You can also get gel inserts that go underneath the bar tape, which is also really handy. Rather than investing in a whole new handlebar setup, make sure you've tried all of those cheaper options first, because you might find that that does the trick. Tip number 2, try adjusting your riding position. Especially if you're getting lower back pain or neck pain, you might find by lifting up your cockpit, your handlebars, that makes a world of difference. You may think that being really low and being aero is the best way to go, but if you're riding long distances, comfort is the most important thing. So how can you do that? In this case, I actually have some room on top of the steerer. I always like to leave a little bit and put spacers on top so that I can adjust my handlebars up if I need to. But if you haven't got any space on top of your steerer, you can get an adjustable stem. And I've used these in the past when I used to do time trials to actually lower the bars to get them as low as possible to be as aero as possible. But you can do the opposite, you can lift it up. So by doing that, you might find that you're a bit more upright and you're much more comfortable. Tip number 3, change your wheel set. By running smaller wheels, if you have that option, you can normally fit fatter tyres, and as a result you get that little bit more comfort when you're riding. The added bonus of running smaller wheels and fatter tyres is that you can normally run them at a lower pressure, which again makes them a little bit more soft and squidgy, making your ride that little bit more comfortable. I've switched from 700C to 650B on this gravel bike pretty much exclusively now, even on the road, and I have noticed a massive difference when it comes to my riding comfort. I've also noticed that I get fewer punctures. Because the tyre's fatter and there's more material there, it's less likely to puncture. Tip number 4, add more handlebar positions. If you're riding in the same position all day, you'll find that your hands start to go numb and the muscles that are dealing with riding in that position start to get fatigued more quickly. So by adding different positions, you can find that you go for a lot longer without getting tired. The easiest thing you can do is to add some aero bars or some bar ends, and instantly you've got a couple more positions. I found aero bars in particular are really good because you can tend to rest your body on the skeleton versus the muscles. So if you're wanting a break from sore arms, sore shoulders, etc., having the aero bars is a really good option. Tip number 5, add suspension to your bike. You may think that this is exclusively for mountain bikes, and if you're a mountain biker, you'll know how much difference a good set of suspension makes. But nowadays you can get it for gravel bikes and other bikes as well. It does tend to be quite expensive though, like the RockShox Rudy, for example, is a gravel specific suspension fork, but they can be in the several hundreds of pounds, so very, very expensive. However, there are other options that you can consider. You can get suspension components that aren't just the forks. Redshift have kindly sent me their suspension seat post and suspension stem, as well as the kitchen sink handlebars and aero bars as well. I really wanted to make this bike as comfortable as possible, so I reached out to them to see if they could help, and thankfully they did. You might want to consider running some of these suspension components on your bike to make it more comfortable. The seat post in particular makes a massive difference. It's not something that I thought I'd notice, but actually going really fast on the rocky stuff and the gravel, because there's no give really on a gravel bike, that extra bit of cushion you get when the seat compresses honestly makes a huge difference to the numbness in your backside. So that's it, 5 ways to make your bikepacking bike more comfortable. If you have any suggestions or anything I didn't mention, stick them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.